Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, October 5th, 2011. There's a lot to cover. Let's get right into the charts here. You'll see the S&P 500 E-mini futures trading higher by about 7 points this morning. Yesterday, the market had a big, massive rally in the final 30 minutes of the trading day. It was a sight to see, to behold. Right around 3:15 in the afternoon, the markets just soared to the upside. I mean, the gain was just enormous, erasing a big deficit. The markets climbed over just nearly 400 points in just 45 minutes. It was a sight to behold. Really, all on news of a European bailout. I honestly don't know how much this will hold over or carry over, but we've heard this before. It's just so surprising to see the markets react like this sometimes, and it's a little bit discouraging actually, because markets shouldn't really behave like that. There's buyers and sellers on both ends. To see a spike like that and short covering come in and just a big rally like that, it's a little bit disheartening, but nonetheless, that's how markets are. And the good thing is that you can capitalize off it and make money very quickly. But in any case, it was just a huge move yesterday. We'll see if that move has any follow-through today or if the market simmers down. Generally, a big move like that would signify a little bit of a bounce for at least a few days, if not more. So we'll see where we wind up today. Right now, futures are starting to come in a little bit, and the same old story, continues. If the U.S. dollar index moves down, the markets move up. If the U.S. dollar index moves up, the markets move down. You could see even right here, I'll just punch up a chart of the dollar versus the S&P 500, and you could look at it for yourself. This black line represents the U.S. dollar, and you could see how when the dollar bottoms out, the markets top out. Even right here, as the dollar caught a bid, this black line's catching a bid. Look how the dollar comes down. And you're looking at it in live time right now at 8:26 in the morning. So again, if dollar goes up, the market goes down. It's just that cut and dry. Now, if this dollar sells off again, this black line right here comes back down, the market will bounce right back up. So again, it's really all about the dollar. If the dollar sells off and deflates, the markets inflate. If the dollar inflates, the markets deflate. So look at this. I mean, you're watching this really in live time right here. You can see the low here, the high here. You can see this little pivot, and you can see as soon as the dollar bounces back up, look at how the market goes right down. It's really cut and dry. This is exactly the way it is. And exactly the way it has been, and I continue to think that's exactly the way it will be. But in any case, let's remove that for now. We'll take that off the screen for a little while, and markets are pulling back in. But there's a lot to cover. First, you had the European news yesterday. Okay, so European leaders are talking about another recapitalization of European banks, another bailout. We've been hearing the same thing forever. Yesterday, you also had Moody's cut Italy's credit rating. I guess they cut it a couple of notches, and outlook is really is negative. I don't know who's paying for all this stuff, but in any case, they're going to print money, throw more money at the problem, same solution, just a different day. England and the UK economy grew at 0.1% from the first quarter. That's much lower than the last quarter. I think it grew at 0.2% prior. So again, weak economic data coming out of there. Today you had some mixed data. Challenger job report was actually pretty negative on the surface. I haven't read into it. I don't really care about reports all that much, but they said September layoff plans soared by 126%. Then you had the ADP report come out just a few minutes ago at 8:15. And that report said that we added 91,000 private sector jobs to the economy. So who knows what to believe? Who really cares? It's all about price action anyway, and that's all we care about. Is price going higher? Is price going lower? The rest of it really is just noise. And these reports really, for the most part, will continue to come out, but that doesn't really make a difference. and that's all that matters. So again, this is what we're looking at. Futures are starting to come in off the highs, but they're still up $4 at the moment. So market is starting higher prior to the open, and we'll see where we go. I think generally after a big low like it made yesterday, right here on this chart, you usually will go higher for a few days. We'll see if that is the case. But don't take anything for granted in this kind of environment. You still got to be somewhat protective of anything that you have, any trades out there. A few other things to look at. One, last night, the Shanghai index was closed again. So was the Hang Seng. So really all you had to work off of was Australia, India, and Japan. Also, Korea was down sharply. The Nikkei was down about 0.8%. Not a pretty picture there. The Sensex, which is India, was down about 0.5%. And then you had Australia rally about up, I believe that was up 1.5%. So good little pop in Australia. But the other Asian indexes were really under pressure. And like I said, the Hang Seng and the Shanghai were closed last night. So we're not going to make too much out of Asia today. A few things I am watching going forward. One is gold. Gold has caught a little bit of a bid here this morning off the lows. Off the morning lows, closed at 157.64 yesterday, trading at $158.40. I have to think that all of this European bailout news could give gold a little bit of a lift, although gold is in a pretty weak position on the daily chart right now. But if they're going to print money and they're going to throw more money at the problems in Europe, you have to think gold is going to get a bid and inflate a little bit. But on generally, we're trading up a little bit on gold. It was trading flat earlier. But it looks like gold has erased the earlier declines and is just up just a fraction now. Let's take a look at SLV, which is silver. You're going to see the SLV trading at $29. Yesterday it closed at $29.09, so really no change there whatsoever. Silver was down lower, sharply lower this morning, and has rebounded. So a good little pop there for silver. Let's take a look at some leading stocks today that I looked at earlier. One is APKT. That's Acme Packet. Let's punch that one up. And this stock is getting hit pretty sharply, although it's rebounded quite a bit. But it has gotten hit pretty sharply yesterday after the close. So again, that's one stock that is declining sharply, trading at 35.60. So that's an ugly, ugly move, and it could go lower. Don't be surprised if this one does go lower. If the markets hold up, maybe it will hold up, but it can trade back down to this $28, $27.50 level where there is a fair amount of support. Another stock I looked at this morning, had earnings, was Monsanto. This stock is catching a little bit of a bid higher, and we'll see how it trades there. All the ag stocks are oversold, so it would not be surprising to see the ag stocks catch a little bit of a bid. Let's go right to the captain of the ag stocks. That's Potash, which is not really doing all that much this morning, trading up just a little bit higher. But we'll keep the ag stocks on watch this morning. Take a look at oil. Oil is rebounding this morning. A pretty good little, let me get rid of these lines here. Pretty good little pop in crude. Spot crude, that is, and it's trading up. And the USO is trading around $30. So, again, yesterday USO closed at $29.91, so it's getting a little bit of a pop. I'm not going to make too much out of oil. Yesterday had a big move really at the end of the day, just like the market, and today it's holding steady. So we'll see how that trades. I'm not really sure. I'm not in that bullish oil camp at the moment, but if the markets do inflate, yeah, oil should get a bit of a bid. So we'll have to watch that closely as well. I'm not really seeing a whole lot else. I think Yahoo could be in play, but I just don't know what kind of moves we get out of Yahoo. This is not really the greatest moving stock anymore. It's not really a great day trading stock, but Yahoo is holding up well. Max move would be around $15.50, maybe $15.60 a share. But I don't even see that happening today. I'm not really sure. But there's a lot of talk that Yahoo is going to put itself up for sale, and we'll have to see where that goes. Another stock worth noting, it's a market leader, Apple Inc. Okay, Apple Computer. Right now the stock is trading down about $6. Closed yesterday at $372.50. Today it's trading at $366.75. Nice little sell-off there. I'm not sure what's going on. Again, like everything else, Apple had that late day rebound, but it is starting to come back in. This stock may want to go touch the 350 level. Traders should watch for that. It went almost to the 200 yesterday and got the big snapback bounce. If it does start to fall, we got to watch 350. There should be a fair amount of short-term intraday support around 350. Okay, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover this morning. Again, the European markets are trading higher on this bailout news. Again, I don't see the big deal. We've heard this story so many times before. It's like the boy that cried wolf, and the market keeps biting on it. But in any case, that's the way it's going right now. We'll see if we get a little short-term bounce. Other than that, I think you still need to be cautious. You still need to be careful here. And don't take anything for granted. This has been a disaster, and I think it's a domino effect in the making. But in any case, we could be due for a short-term bounce due to an oversold condition. Let's see what we have here. The DAX is up 3.5%. Looks like the French CAC 40 is up nearly 3%, and the FTSE is up just a touch over 2%. So we'll leave it at that. We'll see how this thing trades. And again, be very, very cautious. Usually we'll get a little bit more upside, but after a big up move like yesterday, we may get a pause day. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be very, very tough to call at the moment in this type of environment. But use your best skills and try to stay safe and watch the volatility. It should continue. With that said, everybody, have a great trading day, and I'll see you all on the microphone at 9:30 in the morning. Take care now.